activate your communication mojo. And following on from the previous video, what I'd like to share with you is how do we identify what people's highest values are? Because what we established in the previous video is when you communicate with somebody in terms of their highest values, you radically shift the response that you get from them. You get a far more empowering and enriched response back from that person. So it's similar to your own values. If something's really important to you, so if children are really important to you and somebody starts to speak to you about children, or if business is really important to you and somebody strikes up a conversation with you about business, you generally tend to be more engaged the higher that particular value is in your own personal hierarchy of values. So that the key here is to really understand that everybody has a different hierarchy of values. And just in the same way that we have everyone has a different personality. I've got two friends of mine who are identical twin brothers, and their personalities as well as their value systems are very different. So let's look at some questions that we can ask to not only elicit our own values, but actually understand and elicit the values of other people. So I gave you the example about the lady who saw the young lad in the Man United top who was misbehaving, and she could actually see that, based on the fact he had a Man United top on, that he was possibly interested in football and even Man United. So she had a conversation with him, engaged him in terms of his values, and then empowered him to actually behave himself and improve his conduct by talking to him in terms of his highest value, which was Manchester United and Wayne Rooney. So what are the key questions you can ask to understand your highest values and those of other people? Well, I'm going to give you some of the questions here. So the first key question is, what do you spend your time doing throughout the day? So you could take, if you're working, you could take an average working day and also a weekend day. So look at 2 or 3 days that you would consider to be fairly average in terms of where you spend your time, and what do you spend your time doing in those days. Okay, number 2. What do you fill your personal space with? So that could be at home, if you have a desk at home or an office at home, in your living room, the place where you feel most comfortable, your bedroom. Also, it could be, if you're working, it could be your office, and if you drive, it could be in your car. So what kinds of things do you have around you? And if you have pictures, what are they pictures of? If they're books, what are the books about? And this will get you to realise not only your highest values, it also gives you some clues about when you look for other people's highest values. If you're talking to somebody in their home or at their office or in their car, you can just observe the things that are around them, and it'll give you some insights into what some of their highest values are. Number 3, what do you talk about the most and think about the most? So your internal and external talk. And again, with the 4 dimensions of communication, we can take this we can expand this even further. But for the time being, let's just focus on internal and external talk that you have in your own life, and that will represent a big clue as to some of your highest values. So if you're thinking about going on holiday a lot and you're talking about going on holiday a lot, then going on holiday is very high in your values. And similarly, if other people are talking about holidays a lot, then you know that's very high in their values. Number 4, where do you spend your money? Okay, so if you are spending a lot of money in saving money, then you value having money a lot, which is actually only a minority of people. The majority of people I know prefer to spend money. They say they value having it, but they actually prefer to spend it. So, where do you spend your money? Do you spend it on the house? Do you spend it on going on holidays, on clothes, on cars? So there's a whole list of things you could be potentially spending your money on. And those will also give you a great insight as to where your highest values are. And again, we can make this observation with other people. Where are they spending their money? And once we have a picture, just the four I've given you will give you a great picture of not only yourself but of other people, and some clues as to what their highest values are. And then we can use this information to engage with those people in any conversation about anything and relate that to their highest values, knowing that that's going to give them a much more warm approach to us, and that we're going to be more connected to them in all the conversations we have. In the next video, what I'm actually looking forward to sharing with you is a short but sweet and highly powerful, effective skill. It's called the listening skill, and I'm so delighted to be sharing that with you. This has created some tremendous results with some of our clients. We've had some great feedback just about this one skill, so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you in the next video.